Now, schools will be resuming in some states across Nigeria on Monday. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 says should be with caution and adherence to safety protocols. With me in the studio is Public Affairs Analyst Dr. Okpeyemi Ashaolu. Thank you for joining us on the Midday News.
It's my pleasure.
Now, with the level of response to the safety protocols before the resumption of schools, which has also been a lot of concern to not just the Presidential Task Force, but also to the government, how Nigerians are responding and taking responsibility. Now, what concerns do you have with schools reopening come Monday?
My concerns borders on the advice that has been given by the Presidential Task Force that schools should make provisions for hand washing machines and machines to test students and staff alike, and to ensure that, well, we guide against the spread of this virus. Now, the issue of being responsible in talking about safety measures cannot be overemphasized.
Right.
And we cannot actually look away by saying that, oh, well, we've been washing hands, we've been doing this. We have to continue to do these things. And my own concern when it comes to most tertiary institutions, because when you look at it, most of our schools, when you look at our lecture rooms, students are there in their hundreds. Right. And then you now try to like, okay, well, how do you maintain social distance in that kind of situation? But that as it may, you may not have that kind of situation because for preschools, I think preschools, especially in Lagos State, are being asked not to resume yet. You know, because you can't ask a 2-year or a 1.5-year-old boy not to touch his nose or not to touch his mouth or something like that. So to guide against some of those things, parents need to continue to emphasize this at home. Then in school, that even when you know that you have not touched maybe a surface or anything, just continue to wash your hand, continue to use disinfectants and things like this.
Now, you mentioned some challenges with infrastructure in terms of provision of water and the temperature, the instrument for checking the temperatures and all of that. Now, with the dearth in terms of there's the shortage in all of that now, where do you see the state governments coming in, perhaps, to address these issues? You also talked about lecture halls being crammed up by students, and ensuring social distancing might be a challenge.
Difficult, yes.
Right.
Yeah, the state government, fine. I think for some tertiary institutions, the directive has already been given months back that they should make provisions for the hand washing thing and soaps and things like that. But when you look at it, some of these institutions are not generating revenues. They are underfunded. And then you now talk, okay, well, where do they get these things from? And you try, okay, well, it's either you're now asking the students.
So the burden falls back on the students and their parents as well?
Most likely. Most likely. And that's going to be a major concern. And you find out that a lot of people have actually been stretched because of this situation we found ourselves. And now asking students or asking parents, okay, well, because you find out that when students are resuming for new term, they will ask them to bring tissue paper, bring razor blade, bring pencil. Then you ask them to bring sanitizers. You ask them to bring soap. Maybe it's only water they won't ask them to bring.
Well, we can only wonder what the scenario might turn out to be, but safety is key.
It's very important.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Okpeyemi Ashaolu, for your time on the Midday News.